Welcome back to Tam's Classy Creations, the channel where we break down projects so even a beginner can do it. Hello everyone, today I have a fun video for you. We are going to transform a denim pant leg into a cute child's apron. It's a pretty easy process and your little ones are just going to love it. Before we get started though, please hit the like button. Thank you all for being here with me. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The materials we need for this apron, we need to start out with a pattern. We're going to need a bias tape maker. We need covered buttons, and I also made a little pattern so we could do a flower. We need some denim thread. We need a marker, Rotary Cutter, scissors. I used a denim pocket on it, and of course we need a denim pant leg. I started this apron deciding to buy these aprons. They come 3 in a pack and you can embroider on them, and I originally was going to do that, and but after I took it out of the package I realized how very small it was. Very small, much smaller than I thought. So this is what I did next. So I got some tissue paper and folded it in half, and I laid the apron on it on the fold to get an idea and make it bigger. Now you could do this on almost any size because here I even made it bigger. You could make it really big. Now that would not fit on pants, but as you see, you can take this pattern and get a lot of sizes. Next we need to prepare the leg. Now I look at what I have, and this isn't really a nice seam, so I'm going to cut that side. I want this to run down the center of the apron. So how we prepare that, I am going to cut on this seam line all the way down. Now we want to place the pattern on the pant leg. Now it will not be perfect, but we're going to try to place the fold closest to the seam. But remember, this is a front to a pant leg and a back, so it is different, but it does come out good because I see the seam is not centered exactly. So I'm going to pin this on, and even with the hem, we're going to, it'll all be even. And then I'll cut it out. Let's get it pinned on here as close as we can. The next thing I like to do is just go around all the raw edges that you just cut. You could do a zigzag, but you could also do a stitch, an overcast stitch. I did it in a previous video that I like, and I like to use this dual duty denim thread because you can hardly tell it's done. We want to place the pocket about center to where we want to do it. I'm going to just attach it here so it doesn't move. The first thing we want to sew on the machine after we have those nice edges, we want to turn the 2 side seams only, these 2 sides. We want to just turn them over 3/8 to a 1/2 inch, and we're just going to run a stitch straight down here, back tacking it at the beginning and end. Now, the next step, we need to turn the top over a 1/2 inch, 3/8 to 1/2 inch. But if you have stretch in your denim, like this has a lot, it's going to be really wavy as you stitch it. And as you see the side seams, you can't even see the thread. That denim thread just melts right into the denim. So what I like to do, I take a cheap interfacing, it's just the PF44, and you want to cut it where there's no stretch this way. And what I do, I iron it on the back of this before I turn it down a 1/2 inch. and then I'm going to stitch that and you have body. Now that last stitch seems so straight and flat. Now here we want stretch because we're going to do this size. We need a little bit bigger because you'll see we're going to put something through it. So this we need about a 3/4 inch seam, but we need it to stretch so we can, so it'll fit around there. So if it didn't stretch, we couldn't do it. So this one, we're not going to alleviate the stretch. We're going to sew 3/4 inch seam. We're going to pin it and sew each of these sides. And we're going to sew real close to the stitching. Okay, we're about done with the apron. We just need to work on the straps. I've attached the pocket and we're going to set this aside for a few minutes. Now I cut 2 strips, 1.5 inches for the ties. I did put them together with a diagonal seam. Now I will show you after this how to do this if you don't have a bias tape maker. But I have a bias tape maker and you use this one for 1.5 inch fabric. What you do is you feed your fabric in there. I usually cut a little point. We get it coming out. Now, at the ironing board, I would iron this. So I'm going to iron it. I'm going to keep pulling on this and I'm going to iron it. So it will look like this. Then when I'm all done, I iron it and fold it together. Now you can just do these folds. It takes you a little longer with an iron if you want to. So the end product is about a 1/2 inch. Now that I have that stitched, I put a safety pin on the end and I'm going to feed it through the side. Now we're going to feed it down through the other side. Now we're going to finish this off with a little flower on the pocket to match the strings. Now for the flower, I wanted 6 petals, so I cut out 12 of these and I put right sides together and I stitched 1/4 inch. And then all I did was turn it right side out. And so I have 6 of them. Now I have my 6 petals and I'm going to just do a running stitch on them. So I'm just going to go in and out, in and out. So I'm just going to tie a knot here. Now we're going to make a covered button for the center. I love these. So they give you a template and I cut it out. We want to stick it in here and stick our top in. Then we just work this in and I'm going to put the top on and we use this tool to smash it in there. And now we pop it out. That's how easy and fun a covered button is. Now I sewed the button on and onto the pocket, and that just finished it matching the ties. So we're done. Here's another apron I made for a customer a few days ago. I really am happy with how they turned out, and all from just a denim pant leg. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments. I hope you all are having a blessed day. That's all I have for you today. See you in the next video.